The UCL is simply goated this season. We are just seeing storylines after storylines, and we're seeing Man City crumble after every single game. Bottle against Feyenoord, bottle against PSG, and a bottled at home against Madrid. Wow. And hey, shout out to the new kit for Juventus. Quality kit. Was in the weekend in Rome. It was fantastic. I saw this kit. I said, maybe Juventus will actually put up a good performance when I buy this kit. Well, they won, and we're going to talk about Juventus 2-1 victory over PSV and Real Madrid getting a late winner in Manchester. And Dembele is playing like R9. I mean, what on earth is going on here? So get your thoughts in the comments down below of the two games. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for more UCL content. And let's get straight into the recap for the two games. Juventus 2, PSV 1. This is the thing with Juve. You're just such a bipolar team. You're going to play great in the first half. Juve were playing great in the first half. Douglas Luiz had a really good game. Timothy Weah down the right, creating all sorts of havoc. And you kind of saw this 3-4-3 formation where Timothy Weah was just bombing forward. I mean, every time he got on the ball, go forward, direct, and Lloyd Kelly was basically the third center back in a 3-4-3 formation, and it was actually looking quite comfortable for Juve. And then Weston McKennie said, oh, you want mayonnaise on pizza? You want Chick-fil-A? Here's a rocket. I mean, he didn't have a great game, I thought, Weston, and I don't really like him in this 10 position. I think Weston is a box-to-box number 8. That is his prime position. But the goal he scored, I mean, he had some frustration, clearly, from previous nights. I don't know what's going on in his personal life, but that was a rocket. And Juve looked comfortable in the first half. They didn't allow PSV anything. Obviously, PSV are dealing with a lot of injuries. Defensively, attacking-wise, Bakayoko was benched. Second half, I don't know what it is with this Juve team. Once they feel any adversity against them, they just crumble. They have no mentality. Of course, the subs, which we're going to talk about, really helped out Juve. But it's like, you play so good in the first half. Continue. Okay, Yildiz goes off injured or he was subbed off at halftime. I mean, come on. It cannot just be that Yildiz goes off and all the intensity within the entire team goes away. That's what I don't understand from this Mota team. And then, Perisic. His first UCL game, I think like in 2-3 years, and he scores a goal. Okay, yes, you can talk about Lloyd Kelly, a little bit sleeping at the back post, but take nothing away. Perisic, man, one of my favorite players of all time. Left foot, right foot, and the most unstoppable step over I think I've ever seen in football. I mean, every time Perisic completes a step over, he's going to get past somebody. So Perisic, good cameo starting the game. Noah Lang, not really doing anything in this game. Luke de Jong, I mean, clearly this team needs Ricardo Pepi. They just need some more youthfulness in the attack, especially in these UCL nights. Because Luke de Jong, yeah, he had some decent opportunities and obviously he held up the ball pretty well. But Luke de Jong just... nah, not for me. In the year 2025, not for me. It's a shame that Ricardo Pepi is out injured. But to be honest, I don't think this is a bad result for PSV. They have not been a good team recently. Defensively, not good enough. And yeah, they're scoring goals, but away from home in Europe, they have struggled. I mean, struggled, people. So being 2-1 down, you're going back to your home? I think PSV fans will take that. Now, they can use the crowd. They can use their attacking prowess that they have with the Bakayokos, the Perisic, the Luke de Jongs, the Noah Langs. Saibari's got to have a better game. And PSV can really take it to Juventus at home. Juve, obviously, look, their bench made the difference. Conceição, Mbangula, Thuram, they all made a difference in this matchup. And obviously, Mbangula gets the goal because Conceição, I love this player. I know he doesn't get a lot of GA and he can be a very frustrating player. But there's something about Conceição that you just want to watch him every single night as a football fan. Clearly provided the moment of brilliance for this team. Juve get a 2-1 win. To be honest, I think they deserved it, but that second half was just average, man. It's so average. Like, Juve have the potential, and I can understand the frustration for Juventus fans. You see such a good first half, you're like, all right, guys, let's take it to the second half. Let's win this game 3-1 like we did earlier this season against PSV. Cool. And now Juve fans are like, guys, just get the 3-1 and go to PSV with some lead. Well, this tie is far from over, people. I recommend watching the second leg because it is going to be blockbuster. PSV fans, Juve fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. For me, man of the match, I actually think Douglas Luiz. I thought he was really good. Gatti as well. He's just work rate off the ball, especially for the first goal for Weston McKennie. Gatti, man, he might not be elegant like a Bonucci or Chiellini, but a warrior. And that's what this Juve team needs. They got now Renato Vega and Gatti, two warriors as the two center backs, and Juve take a 2-1 lead to PSV. And then the other game. Oh my God. You just knew before this game that neither team can defend. And that was my talking point throughout the prediction video when I was talking about Man City and Real Madrid. Neither team can defend. And it was so evident throughout the entire game that they don't care about defending. And as a neutral, if you're a fan of Dortmund or if you're a fan of Barcelona, or maybe Barcelona are probably pissed off about this. If you're a fan of, I don't know, Inter or fan of Bayern Munich or a fan of Liverpool, I'm like, hey, this is enjoyable because this is like, all right, who's going to be the stars to shine? Well, we saw some stars shine. We saw Haaland get a goal. Finally, Haaland gets 2 goals against Real Madrid. It was his first goals ever against Real Madrid as soon as Antonio Rudiger is out injured. Funny enough, then he scores the penalty. Mbappe gets a goal. Mishit. I don't care what anybody says. Complete mishit. It hit, literally people, it hit here. It hit here and just somehow it went in for Mbappe. But to be honest, Man City were terrible. They were terrible. They just, over and over again, whether it's the Champions League or the Premier League, they consistently make individual mistakes. You can talk about the pressing, you can talk about the setup, and today, Pep said, oh, we're so bad defensively, I'm going to play 5 center backs. And yet they still conceded 3 goals. So clearly, it's a system problem and just individual mistakes. I mean, you can talk about Rico Lewis, you can talk about Ederson, you could talk about so many things with this Manchester City team. They simply can't defend, and you're going up against Real Madrid. Real Madrid do not die. They were losing in the 85th minute. Brahim Diaz gets the goal, and then Bellingham, who I thought was unbelievable in the second half. Really quiet in the first half. Bellingham in that second half, magnifique. But this game is just more emphasis that Manchester City are going to win nada this year. They might win the FA Cup, but that's it. They just cannot defend, whether it's in a low block or just individual mistakes by an Ederson to John Stones to anybody in defense. They're just conceding goals for fun. You can even have Ruben Diaz as the leader, and it's just chaoticness, right? They just have no control, no structure defensively, and attacking wise, not much better. Like KDB, love the guy. He can't play 90 minutes. You can just see the physical level isn't there anymore. Yet they took the 2-1 lead. Ceballos giving up the penalty. I think it was a penalty, right? Look, people can talk about it. I think it was a penalty. And then obviously Haaland scores it. And then Ederson you're going to parry it somewhere. You're going to parry it straight to Brahim Diaz? Are you kidding me? I actually thought Real Madrid, if they lost this game, I would have not wanted to see anybody criticize Carlo Ancelotti. Look at the amount of chances Madrid were missing. Valverde, Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinny in that first half where he lays it off to Mendy. And Mendy has no right foot. He's like, oh shit, should I shoot it now? Oh, okay, yeah, let me shoot it. Okay, so I thought actually Madrid, okay, you can see there's momentum with this team, and that's what Madrid is. It's always a momentum team. When they feel the momentum, they take the game to the opponent. They couldn't pounce on the momentum. And as soon as they lost the momentum, they somehow regained it back because Man City gave the game to them. It was such a chaotic game, but just so fun as a neutral. And that's why last season, remember when these two teams met up and the second leg at the Etihad, it was just Man City just controlling it. Real Madrid just completely 10 men behind the ball for the entire game. It was a boring game, and obviously Real Madrid eventually won on penalties. But today, a part of football is mistakes. You're going to make mistakes as footballers. But some of the mistakes we saw today were just a calamity. Absolute calamity. I mean, great work from Gvardiol. I feel bad for Gvardiol. This guy doesn't deserve it this season. The dude is an attacking force this season. Okay, maybe defensively did pretty well. I mean, that tackle he made on Mbappe was fantastic. But Madrid just really dominated the game, I thought, in the second half. I think the first half, Carlo was a little bit hesitant, but he knew when we grow into this game, we're gonna win this game. And eventually it happened, and Bellingham comes up clutch, but it's just more evidence on Manchester City. I'm sorry, guys. It's just more evidence. They're just not going to win anything. People should have accepted it a couple weeks ago. I've completely accepted it. I'm like, no, you're collapsing to Feyenoord. You're collapsing to PSG. And now you're collapsing at home to Madrid. A Madrid team who have nobody in defense. Valverde at right back, who the dude can play any position. He can play as goalkeeper, and he would probably be a better goalkeeper than Courtois. That's how much of a machine Valverde is. But yet Man City just looked sloppy, hesitant, really, in the second half, and whereas they should have taken the game to Madrid and seen what happened. I mean, overall, look, I think this tie is still there because I cannot trust this Madrid defense. I just can't. I could see a similar thing to the game 3 seasons ago, 2022, when Rodrigo obviously scored those 2 late goals against Manchester City to then go to extra time and then Benzema won it. I could see something like that because Man City still got what Pep Guardiola has to do is you just got to play Marmoush. I thought Grealish was actually really good, and then he got injured, unfortunately for him. Akanji, he goes off injured, so they're collecting a lot of injuries at the moment. Both teams are really injury plagued, but Madrid just clutched up. They clutched up in the most pivotal moments of the matchup, and they win, right? It's Madrid at the end of the day. They didn't play great, although I thought in the second half that was probably one of the better half performances we have seen from Madrid this entire season. And yeah, look, Bellingham was fantastic in that second half. You can still see that the front three, they're not fluid. I wish there was just a vocal point. You could have Mbappe on the right, you could have Vinny on the left, and just some demon of a striker. Imagine a Haaland. Oh my god, that front three would be majestic. And I love Rodrigo, but he would have to be benched. He would have to be benched, but that's another fantasy for another day. So, Man City, do you guys think they're out of this tie? I don't think they're out of this tie. It's still only 3-2. If they just limit the mistakes, Man City can win the second leg. This is not over, people. It isn't. While Man City are a calamity altogether defensively, they still got Haaland. They still got Marmoush. They still got Savinho. They still got Baller. So anything can happen. But Madrid, they finally win a big game this season. They haven't beaten Atletico. They've been decimated and destroyed by Barcelona. And they finally beat Manchester City. But is that much of an achievement in the year 2025? Let me know your thoughts, people. But oh man, what a night. UCL nights are just fantastic. And tomorrow we're going to obviously have Milan versus Feyenoord and obviously Celtic against Bayern Munich. So join me for the reaction for those on tomorrow's video. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here for more UCL content. Remember to follow me on all the socials. You can find those links in the description down below. But have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time, adios.